and welcome to the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield Planning Advisory Committee meeting of August the 2nd. I would like to read a land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that Grand Bay-Westfield exists on the traditional Willistook Way land. The lands of the Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs by our town is known as the Willistook, along which live Willistook people of the beautiful and bountiful river. And now I would like to do a record of attendance. So we have Jim Buck, Andrew Miller, Philip Reeves,
Yes.
Kelly Thompson, and I would like to excuse with, can I have a motion to excuse with cause Teresa Gordon and Jim Burke and Kathy Fawcett?
So moved.
Seconded. Thank you. And the PAC minutes of the July 4th, 2022. Can I have a motion to accept the PAC minutes of the July 4th, 2022 meeting?
I'll motion that with the minutes I was missed and the minutes last week, or last month.
Last night. So can we make a note of that and amend the minutes from last meeting?
I'll second the amended motion.
Okay. We have a vote on the motion. Okay. Motion carried. The regular council meeting minutes of June the 22nd, 2022. Can I have a motion to receive and file the regular council minutes of June 22nd?
So moved.
Can I have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Okay. And chairman's remarks. There are no chairman's remarks this evening. And is there a declaration of a conflict of interest? Are there any members who have a conflict with tonight's agenda?
No.
Okay. And so now we're going to go on to 7, which is a variance application for 227 River Valley Drive. The application is by Kelly Development Limited, and there's been a develop officer's report dated July the 28th, 2022. Is there anyone that wants to speak in favor of tonight's application? And if you're present, could you please state your name, address, and the purpose of your application?
Madam Chairperson, my name is Edward Kelly. I'm President of Kelly Developments. I wish to support the application for the variance, and my architect and I will be here to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone wish to speak in opposition of the application? Can I have a motion to move that the Planning Advisory Committee grant the following variances to the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield zoning bylaw number 122 for the development of a mixed-use development of residential and commercial uses as shown on the submitted plan for civic number 227 River Valley Drive, incorporating PID numbers 218-602 and 300-2083. We would like to grant the variance of 5 meters to reduce the required front yard setback of 15 meters to 10 meters along Southwest Street, and grant a variance of 6 meters to reduce the required front yard setback of 19 meters to 9 meters along River Valley Drive. Would anybody like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion, Madam Chair, so we can have discussion and possible presentation, and then we can make a decision on the voting after we have the discussion.
Okay.
Appropriate.
I'll second the motion.
Would we like to have the presentation? Okay. Would you like to make the presentation?
David, is it safe to assume everybody has drawings of the proposal. My name is Don Sterritt. I'm an architect for Kelly Developments. Smite Design Inc., which is a firm in St. John, Fredericton. What we are proposing on the site is a three-story structure, which will, on the lower level, have a commercial, perhaps institutional. On the upper levels, we will have apartments. At this point, we're talking about 4 apartments per floor, so a total of 8 apartments that we would be proposing for the development. One of those apartments would be barrier-free accessible. What we're proposing is that the lower level would be accessed from the existing parking area in front of the Kelly Insurance right now, in that area. And then the apartments would be accessed, for the most part, from a higher elevation that would be accessed off of Southwest Street. So the proposal is that the apartments would be able to be accessed from grade, enabling us to have a barrier-free apartment, at least one on the 6th floor. We're proposing 4 apartments, which would be 2-bedroom, and we're proposing 4 1-bedroom apartments. I'm not sure how much detail you want me to drill down into it. Hate to bore you, I'm sure you have other places you'd like to be. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any committee members have any questions that they'd like to ask?
Question, Madam Chair, through yourself, but first a comment. I'd like to express sincere thanks to Kelly Developments and Mr. Kelly and others for putting forth their request for variance. It means development is maybe on the table for the town. It's been a long time since council and PAC have seen a lot of development. Things have been pretty slow. So I want to thank you for having the courage to potentially invest your money, and hopefully you'll get a good return. PAC's role is to tonight listen to your presentation, but also to address the situation of requested variance. I really personally don't have very many problems with the variance. I must also say that I was most pleased over the weekend. One of the local landowners that would have received a letter sent from the town I bumped into, and he told me that Mr. Kelly and your son came over proactively a number of weeks ago and explained your project, and that means a lot to me because I know there's been development in other jurisdictions where the proponent has not done that, so thank you for doing that. I do have one question, and that is about the, I guess it's more of a small c concern, and not a question, but all concerns can be overcome. It's a very busy area since Chilton's expanded, and a busy intersection at times, especially when supply trucks come in for Chilton's. Your proposed first floor commercial or maybe institutional, the type of businesses or entities that will be in that, will they have a large, or I guess I'm concerned with the frequency of cars going in and out of that local area? I know they'd be using your same driveway that you have for the insurance building, but it's just wondering how much more traffic may occur as a result of increased commercial or institutional occupancy of that first floor.
I'll take that. Madam Chairperson, through you to the council, thank you for the kind comment. To address the parking, we looked at that very specifically because we didn't want to add to the congestion that's already on Southwest Street. Most of the parking, if not all, 90% of it or 80% of it is going to be over at 241, where the existing parking is there now. We're not at liberty to divulge who the commercial clients may be, and we really can't predict, even if we could, what sort of traffic volume they will have. But the commercial will only be accessible on the 241 side, so it will not generate any additional traffic on the Southwest Street. Southwest Street is going to take the 4 apartments, the 8 apartments, and that's it. It might be a visitor, maybe, I don't know, but they meet the requirements of the local bylaw,
Fantastic.
and these being reviewed. And while I'm up, I want to thank the staff for being very helpful on us putting this together, and even making some suggestions how we can improve our development. So that's it. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Are there any other questions about the development? There being none, can I have a motion to move that the Planning Advisory Committee grant the following variance of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield zoning bylaw number 122 for the development of a mixed-use development of residential and commercial uses as shown on the submitted plan for civic number 227 River Valley Drive, incorporating pit numbers.
The motion is on the table.
Okay.
Yes, we did. I vote.
So the motion has already been granted. Can I have someone to second the motion? Okay.
We just need to vote on it.
Okay, can I, would somebody like to take a vote? Would they vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Motion carried. Thank you very much, County Development. And Mr. Kelly, you may be excused.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now moving on to agenda item number 8, the building permit report for July 2022. Can I have a motion to receive and file the building permit report for July 2022?
So moved.
Okay, can I have a seconder? Contrary minded? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And number 9. Very slowly, I will read this. It's adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So
Seconded by? Yeah, thank you. Motion carried. Thank you, everyone.
David, I don't know if Phil was here when you